Imagine waking up before sunrise, brewing your own coffee, and reading a book in a peaceful garden. But then it's time to get to work. You lock up your house and head off to your job as an offline librarian where your entire collection has no barcodes, no computers, and no internet. How would you manage all of that? Believe it or not, this is a real job. And today I am spending a day in the life of an offline librarian to find out how they keep order in a disorderly world. It's 6:30 a.m. and the sun hasn't quite risen yet. I've been up since 5:30 tending to my herb garden, feeding my chickens, and collecting eggs for breakfast. I brew my own coffee and sit down to read, my favorite pastime, one of the few luxuries I can afford in this economy. It's quiet except for the birds, but soon it will be time for me to go to work. I live close to the library, so it's just a 15-minute walk to get there. As I approach, I see the building needs a dusting. So I stop by the shop on the corner to buy some supplies. I chat with the owner while I purchase a feathered duster and some lemon furniture polish. I love this store. It's locally owned and operated by my friend Evelyn. She even lets me charge my phone for a few minutes while I browse the aisles. I've arrived at the library now and it's time to open up. This beautiful historic building was donated to our town by a wealthy collector. He stipulated that it should be used as a public library and that no televisions or internet should ever be allowed on the premises. It's 7:30 a.m. and my shift begins soon. I need to check the morning's mail, water the plants, and tidy up the children's reading nook. It's important that I finish these tasks before the morning story time. It's 8 o'clock now, and it's time to start the morning story time. We're reading about animals on the farm today. After the kids leave, I need to check the morning's mail. Our collection is primarily donations, so we don't have a lot of money coming in. Still, we always appreciate whatever we receive. Now it's time for my favorite part of the morning, checking the overdue books. I pull out our oldest ledger and scan it to make sure nothing is missing. When a patron takes out a book, I record their name and the title. When they return it, I tally up the charges against them. If everything tallies, then we know the book is back in the collection. If not, we know it's missing. At 9 o'clock, it's time to unlock the front doors. Now that we're officially open, it's time for my least favorite part of the day, working in the card catalog. All of our information is stored in here, including every book we have and where it's located. I use these index cards to track all of our information. Each box has a specific topic. Here are the French novels. These boxes hold all of the French novels. The reason we have two is that each volume contains multiple entries. There's a separate card for each book listed in this volume. I take out the cards for the latest installment of Nancy Drew. It's 10 o'clock now, and it's time to answer some reference questions. Mrs. Henderson is looking for information on travel visas. She needs to visit the government office in person, but I can help her locate the address and phone number. Next, a gentleman comes in and asks about local plumbing services. I don't have any business listings, but I do have an old phone book. I direct him to the correct page and he thanks me. I turn to the next patron, a young man who is researching his family tree. He asks me if we have any genealogical records, but unfortunately, all we have are our local obituaries. He thanks me for my help anyway and heads out the door. It's 11 o'clock now, and I'm due for a coffee break. I grab my thermos and head out the door. On my way, I stop by the Java Hut and purchase a latte. I bring it back and settle in to read a book. It's so relaxing in here, but I can't forget about the collection. I notice that the poetry section is a little messy, so I straighten it up. As the afternoon wears on, more patrons come in and out. One woman asks me to help her find a new romance novel. I recommend a book by my favorite author, but she wants something different. We discuss her preferences, and I recommend a book by another author. She thanks me and takes it out. When a patron checks out a book, I stamp it with the current date. We also have a fine system. If a patron has 3 books checked out and they check out a 4th, they'll be charged a fee. In the old days, people were fined if they had too many overdue books, but these days, we're a little more understanding. I simply charge them until they return what they owe. As the afternoon continues, I straighten up the picture books. We have a little free library outside, and it's filled with donations. I sort through them and put the good ones inside. The rest I put in our donation box. It's 2:30 now, and I'm beginning to run out of coffee. I ask a patron where they purchased theirs, and she tells me that she brings her own. I smile and let her know that I'll do the same tomorrow. At 3 o'clock, I meet with Mr. Bailey. He's an elderly gentleman who donates regularly to our collection. He asks me to look for any books on local history. I direct him to the appropriate aisle, and we discuss our town's past. He thanks me for my help and heads over to the history section. It's 4:30 now, and I'm starting to close up. I dust the shelves and straighten the rugs. I haven't found any missing books yet, so I check the circulation desk. Everything looks good here. There's a small pile of missing books next to the desk, but I haven't been able to locate them yet. I check the bottom shelf to see if anyone left them here accidentally. No luck. I move on to the next aisle. While I'm shelving books, I hear the door open. A young girl enters and asks me about a book she recently read. We talk about literature for a few minutes before she leaves. I'm checking the fiction section when I notice a book that's been sitting in the donation box for weeks. I pull it out and check the inside cover. It's a mystery novel, and I add it to the appropriate shelf. It's 5:30 now and time to lock up for the night. I write down all of the books that are currently checked out so I can keep track of who owes what. I turn off the lights and lock the doors. It's been a long day, but I'm happy to be part of such a special place. At the library, every book has a story to tell and every patron has a story to share. While we may not have all the technology in the world, we do have something far more valuable, a sense of community. As I walk home under the stars, I think about all the people I've met today. Each one is an individual with their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. I'm grateful to be a part of their lives in some small way. I arrive home and sit down for dinner. I eat quickly so I can get back to work. I have several overdue books that need to be chased up. I take out the relevant ledger and start making phone calls. Some people are happy to return the books, while others become angry when I ask them to pay their fines. I try to remain polite and understanding, but sometimes it's difficult. After the phone calls, I take out the card catalog and try to locate a book that's been requested. The drawers slide back and forth, revealing all the information I need to keep our library running smoothly. I found the book I was looking for and placed it on hold for pickup. It's 8:30 now and the library is closed. But my work isn't done yet. I still have to process the new donations. I take out the boxes of new books and start sorting them by genre. Once the books are sorted, I take them to the back room and start stamping them. Each book gets a due date stamp and a barcode sticker. I work quickly but efficiently, knowing that each book will soon be available for someone to enjoy. After the books are processed, I take out the trash and lock up. I'm exhausted but satisfied with a day's work. I drive home and park in the driveway. It's been a long day, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Being an offline librarian is more than just a job. It's a way of life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope you enjoyed spending a day in the life of an offline librarian. If you did, please consider subscribing. And if you could let me know in the comments below what aspects of an offline life *you* miss or crave, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.